Hello, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Thank
It
you,
feels like a
everyone,
Monday.
for doing that for me on Monday. We appreciate you.
But does it not feel like the Mondayest Thursday today?
It does.
Yes. Okay, cool. It's not just me. Well, hello there. Welcome to the Broadway Fan Club podcast. My name is Heather. The lovely
Amber.
lady to my left, your right, is the one and only Amber. And yes, we had some weird stuff happen Monday. Everything is okay. Amber, if you want to briefly start the show off on a weird note, you can.
On a weird note, I have a foster kitten. She just had babies. One of them, unfortunately, she rejected and did not make it. And we were kind of scrambling to do what we could to get this kid some help. At that time, it just so happened to have fallen at podcast time.
Look, we have a person that just joined us in the studio. Let me pull that up. Let's see who's the door dog. Oh my god.
Oh my
god. Hi, Ben.
Hey, oh my god, it's me.
Oh my god, it's Ben Cameron. Aren't you famous from
Ben.
Theater or something?
How are you? How is everyone?
We're good. How are you, John buddy?
I'm good. I'm getting jazzed because I got a show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Show going on.
We're excited. So give us a shout out because it's tonight at Green Room 42.
Yes, at Green Room 42, which is inside the hotel. Look at that.
Love the hotel.
Great. It's
you like that.
It's the coolest space. Inside the hotel, right on 42nd and 10th.
Yeah.
And
super safe to walk to from the theater district because I've done it before for Ben shows and it's amazing. Super fine.
Oh yeah, you just pop right on over. You just head down 42nd Street. You cannot miss it. What could be more New York than heading down 42nd Street? Tonight, the cast of Drag the Musical is coming over directly following their show, and they are coming to sing whatever they want. I know Alaska is singing some crazy alt rock song.
Love that.
From the Indies. Jan Sport is singing Grease. This kid, Yair.
Oh, Yair. Yep.
Yair. I met him today. He said it was Yair. And his voice is nuts.
Yes.
And Lacey LaFontaine is singing Waitress like I've never heard it before. So
look, Jaylene is here too.
Ben!
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I want to be there.
No, we're so sad that you're not here with us because I'm telling them about tonight.
I know. I walked in and you're like, Lacey Fontaine. I was like, I know this person.
You do know this person. But of course, Elaine isn't with us tonight because she's
but she's with us tonight. Hey.
Right.
Hi. Good pre-show. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's super cool. It's super fun. It's super laid back, full, delicious menu.
Yeah. No minimum, which is awesome. Like no minimum required.
Which is unheard of.
But they have really good French fries. I don't get it, but they do.
Truffle fries. And the flatbreads are awfully good. It's about the truffle, isn't it?
It is about the truffle.
So yeah, that's happening. Like there's no minimum. That's unheard of.
That's amazing.
Tickets are cheap, which is why I call them tickets just now. And walk-ins. Ticket sales are on till 8 p.m. online at the link you saw below, till 8 o'clock, and then you can just walk in. Latecomers are welcome if you're coming after.
I want to be there. What's crazy is I know the cast, but they sing their face off. They sing their face off.
Yes. I can't wait, and the show is so wonderful, and I got to see, as Jay Lane knows this, but I got to see it in the front row, kind of sitting at the bar. So I was like a googly-eyed nerd the entire time. Like, these are my friends and I love them.
Yes, it's amazing though. Yeah. We love the show, and that's why we're honored to run the official fan group and have such great relationships. And we have the lovely Jay Lane with us right now.
Out of the way and let you talk to Jay Lane. Jay Lane, I love you. And for anybody else,
you're on mute. Why are you on mute? Hold on, she muted herself. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
That doesn't sound like Jay Elaine to me to mute herself.
Unmute. It won't let me unmute. Keep talking.
I'm back in.
There we go. Whew.
Unmuted Jay Elaine is no Jay Elaine as far as I'm concerned.
No, how would you do that?
No, you can't. You mustn't.
Well, have a wonderful time at the cabaret tonight.
Yes, everyone is welcome. Come on down.
Yes, go check it out. If anything, go to visit Ben because Ben's amazing. And then go enjoy the incredible cast over at Drag the Musical at Green Room 42. It's a really cool venue. The hotel is really nice. The food is delicious. I can't talk. Delicious. The drinks are amazing, delicious. And then
tickets are cheap.
And the drinks are cheap. Everything's good. And it's such a cool, intimate experience. Please, if you haven't had the opportunity, go check it out. Tonight is Drag the Musical. Waiting a confirmation for the next one. And you guys will hear all about it right here first. So we're so excited.
Absolutely. We're always working on it. All right, Jaylene, I love you. Thank you guys. Amber and Heather, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
Hope to see some of you tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I really every time I see Ben, I just want to say this, and I feel like other people should know this. Like, Ben can host anything, and I'm just waiting for him to host the Tony Awards because it's like,
right?
It's a no-brainer in my mind.
Yeah, every time he just got announced, right?
Oh wait,
yes.
Who?
Cynthia Erivo.
Oh, who? Yeah. I don't know. Okay, but yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. But
yes,
I just love Ben's show.
Like he has a cult following. So he usually does Broadway Con, and they just had their 10th anniversary, and he had to do a full-time gig, and people literally cosplayed as Ben Cameron with the bow tie, or had the signs of but Glinda, I heard your his line, and they planned on these cosplays the whole year.
They had a Ben Cameron puppet.
Yeah, someone made a Ben Cameron puppet, and then they also had the Ben Cameron fan club ribbons.
Yeah, it makes sense because
I can picture Elaine Marcos fan club. I think that's what we need to do.
Well, there's 4 of us. Good.
I'm definitely in it.
I'm in it. Yeah, Amber can't stop singing. Go ahead.
Her name is Gloria Schmidt from the IRS. I don't know the rest of the words.
That song,
so catchy.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's catchy. It's so smart.
It is so smart.
What they wrote. She comes in, and then she comes in again. It's
like a ninja sword, hiya, hiya. It's cutting in from all pieces, but it's such a lovable villainous character.
I love it.
Before we even get into it, yes. So tonight, our delicious and wonderful guest, Elaine Marcos, right here on your screen, drinking coffee, tea, bourbon,
water.
Oh, water. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's lovely. And this delightful background, is this a real background?
It is a real background. I'm in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in the valley. And
okay.
There was a chicken that went by, and it really is a chicken.
Okay. I'm enjoying this whole rounded doorway moment.
I know.
I feel like I belong at Lord of the Rings. That's kind of how I'm feeling.
Where I feel like I live. I do feel like I just left New York for a little bit, and now I'm here, and it does feel like this. And a chicken will walk by because we got chickens. I love it. I love my life. It's really a lot. I'm with drag queens. And the next thing you know, I got chickens. I'm just.
I mean, same thing. There's a lot of clucking going on.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. But you are so damn talented, my friend. Really, we're so honored to have you on the show. So we love Tomas and we love Ariel and we love we're gonna have the Brendans on Saturday. We're doing a Brendan special. Sayer and Remy will be on the show. Yes, they're so excited, but we are just so thrilled to have you on the show because I think without you at Drag the Musical or just your extreme incredible background, there'd be no show because you're this really crazy tornado that you're oh no, she's coming, and then you're okay, this is the best thing ever.
I do feel that same way. The best thing ever of playing something that's so over the top and ridiculous, and I come in an hour 45 minutes into the show.
Yeah, but you get to enjoy it from backstage too.
Oh, I do. I even enjoy when Alaska does the announcement in the very beginning,
Yes.
welcome to drag.
So good.
I'm already cackling.
Yeah.
I am cackling at an announcement that I've heard, but the way she goes, "Are you ready?" Like, just is ridiculous. And
I love it.
I'll be putting on my makeup, or sometimes I'm not even in makeup yet. I'm still working on other things, and I'll just listen and I'll just hear that announcement, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
I love it.
So
It's like chicken noodle for your soul. Like,
Yeah.
okay, chicken noodle soup done. Okay, show's going. Like, we're in.
We're in, and then Nick starts it off like just wailing, and then you've got
God, what a gorgeous
Laguna,
person.
who's
Yeah.
just everybody.
Everybody.
And so that's why when I come in after 45 minutes, the world has been set up for the audience. Like at first,
Yeah.
some, on some matinees, maybe, people don't know what they're getting into. They just, I'm gonna come see the show. And they're like, oh, okay. What's happening? And then they start realizing what kind of show it is. And then
they
they're,
also go, what kind of drugs am I on that this is happening right now?
this is happening.
It's great.
And why does everyone look so beautiful? Like so stunning. When I do scenes with them in like even before the show, I'll be looking at Jujubee's face, and kind of like how I'm looking right now, it's
Like,
just
just-
studying her
Yes.
eyes.
Yeah.
And going,
Gorgeous.
how do I, because I've had to do that, and my makeup plot has gotten more and more extreme. Like I'm
Really?
not supposed to, because I'm not supposed to put on a lot of makeup, but I was
No.
like, this is the world in which I live in. So I start getting tips. And then when I did go on to understudy, to go on for Laguna when she's
Right.
not there, then I have to do drag makeup. So
Yeah.
I kind of morphed my makeup to now be a little draggier just because I need to practice.
Yeah.
But it's like
I
me
love
with a crayon putting it on in
Yeah.
comparison to the fine tuning of Lux's
Well,
makeup.
but you're getting the experience, and you're getting the instructions from
Yeah.
the people that you need to have those instructions from.
Exactly. Like I really look at the people around me, and even when I had my first makeup consultation,
Mhm.
Aurora did the makeup, and I was like, when I look at the experience of all these people
Right.
and what they have done, I'm like, do I know who I'm in the presence right now? Oh my gosh!
Do they know
And they're
who they're
so
in the presence of right now with you,
Oh.
though? Come on, girl. Come on.
well,
They feel the
there's mutual
same
respect.
way.
There's mutual respect.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
Yeah.
Well, when we told Tomas that you were going to be on the show, he was beyond elated. So
Isn't he amazing? Like the same thing too. I love that it all came about because he's like, yeah. This is me doing my impression of him,
Please
but
go
it's like,
on.
yeah, I just, yeah, dude, yeah, I just wanted to write a musical, just like with that type of energy. We've never
Yes.
done it before, so we called Alaska, and we're like, actually, like, yeah, so we've never done this before. It's that
No,
type
but
of,
that was literally how the
Right?
interview on the podcast went.
Yeah. Dude, I'm just like,
I'm just dude,
But
like
I'm
I'm
just
just
a cool
here and like
guy.
we can do this. Like,
Cool
why else?
guy.
We're the best people to do this. Yeah, very cool and very nice. Very nice. I think Amber and I have staged door now twice, obviously, to get some insight. And I don't think we've met. And Amber, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I think we've talked about it. There's not a single person in the cast or crew or band that is not the most delightful individuals who are so excited for the fans to be there. The fans are delightful. I came to one of the stage doors where it happened to be where Mama, I'm a Big Girl Now. Was it Saw? No, it wasn't Saw. Oh my God. Teeth. Thank you. Teeth and you guys. And I think some other show. And everybody, like I watched the cast of each show go out and then greet the fans and respect that fan and then go back in. And it was just such a great flow. And New World Stages is a very unique venue, but the stage door experience for a fan side, every fan that I've spoken to, and we talk about our group and we're so excited to be the fan club, but we just want real people and everybody's so nice. And it would be not.
yeah, that's kind of my favorite thing is when people say, because the queens have to have personas. They have to, just like any reality TV show, you have to have a strong persona. You have to have that. So they think there's all this, cattiness because you need to have conflict in order to have a TV show.
Right.
backstage, oh my gosh. But the
The love
comments are, I'm not saying we're all hugging each other, but we will cut each other up and be like, really? Are you needy right now? What do you need?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
but that's
but
how
it's
you show
honest.
love. Right.
Yeah.
In that
I
environment,
saw
if you're not
a
giving each
video
other
of
shit, yeah.
Jujubee like critiquing Cameron's chicken salad.
That's
and
it. I didn't even want to get specific, but I was like,
Oh, no,
do I do it?
But
It's when Juju's like
cracking
this,
up.
really? And that is my specific. What I just said was when someone's needy. And that's what Juju's like, oh, she'll be washing her hands in a sink or her brushes because she's also taught me how to hygiene in terms of all that stuff. And she's like, Cameron, what? You needy right now? Okay, do you need me to listen to you? Like, and it's, and she will listen, but she'll say, like, yeah, you needy right now? Or do you need a nap in the corner? Because a lot of times, it's hard being a swing, and Cameron is there all weekend. And sometimes he doesn't go on, but he's there the whole time. So to just sit there and be like, I'm just going to sit now.
Going through those tracks.
Right.
And then he might be sleeping in the corner because he can.
Right.
And, someone might say something like,
easiest gig on the stage.
Gig, but then it's hard because, like, there's many reasons why it's hard. But
Now,
sometimes we'll call each other out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you got called out on one of the Instagram lives with the Brendans and Nick. Because I asked them.
Give it to me.
No, I will. It was the most adorable thing, and I want more details. So I asked them, like, what's their, like, favorite, like, most favorite, like, backstage antic or, like, prank or something that happened. And it was something about you went out and instead of saying the IRS, you said a different line. And then now on the bathroom or, like, somewhere on a door, it says the IRS.
Oh, that was it. The IRS bathroom. Oh, that was it. Actually, it was Lux, I think. I'm going to throw it back.
They said Jay Elaine, and I was like, okay, let me hear. But yeah, go ahead.
No way. No, it was somebody said the wrong line. It's like, which bathroom? The good one. But instead, I think somebody said the IRS one. And so, and if you take that sentence, then it just says Gloria comes over now and then to just take a dump in their bathroom and leave. Like, if we were to say yes and to that, she's like, hello, I am here to take a dump in my bathroom, and she leaves. Like, that's who she is.
I think
at least you're in good company. That bathroom has been used by some pretty famous people, if I remember correctly.
Well, that was I was told. Yes, but that's yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to talk to the kids. I thought it might be something else.
Let's hear your favorite backstage antic or prank or moment. And don't worry, like, nobody's paying attention. We only have 1.5 million followers. You just
okay.
This is between us Goyles.
Well, actually, I do love playing with Alaska in that moment with Rita as Rita. I do.
Well, the height
oh my gosh. Talk about, and you know what? I don't think of myself that short. But when you're beside a queen like that, or when Jimbo was there, and even taller
in heels. Yes.
and the
boobs that kept growing.
And then I'm just here thinking I'm the sexiest person in the world. I'm like, and opposite this, like, who do I think I am? But
you have every right to think that.
Sexiest person in the world, of course.
I do love playing with them, but my last prank that I did do before I left, I put in a little tap break when Liberty comes out.
Okay.
It didn't land. I'm mad it didn't land as the best as for me anyway. I watched a video of it and it did look fine, but I wanted to do more. But it's my own expectation. But what it is when Liberty comes out and says, "Not in these shoes, sweetheart." Right. I always had this idea of me tapping while I not in these shoes, sweetheart. My name is Liberty Vonda. So I've always had that. But the only thing is that if you tap on that thing, it's just a hollow sound. Yeah. So what I did is I asked Karina on the last day, and I asked Sound to take a microphone and have her tap in the back. So we practiced the tap moves so that it would be in sync.
Right.
But what happened was And I did that for the queens, and they did break a little bit. I did break Nick Laughlin.
Him.
I did. I swear I
did?
did. Because I had it because he was like, because when he says his line, and what does this have to, and I have it on tape, so I did break it.
Yes,
Now,
perfect.
That was what I wanted. But what I didn't like was you could hear my feet stomping
And then the sound.
and then the sounds. So I think if I were to do it again, which I do want to do, but clear it up, I would go pretend so you
Right.
don't muffle up the sound. So my upper body is ridiculous. Like,
But your legs are not, right?
Yeah. So that's what I want because I
Or
wanted
you
to
pull
clean
a
it up.
Rodcats. You know how the Rodcats do it?
Yeah. No.
Oh, there's a whole BTS I'll send you. They actually have special shoes. They're tap shoes, but underneath they have special like cases that hold mics so that it literally is the sound of their tapping going through the audio system.
Okay, well, when we
Get the budget for that.
Budget.
I mean, it's not that bad. Just keep a mic set to your bottom of your
But cut to now. I'm like, how to fix it? It would be a sound cue.
Okay.
So just like a knock, knock, knock is a sound cue. I would say, my neighbors live not in these shoes, sweetheart. Like I've already figured out in my head. This is what I need. I have the tap sounds. I give it to them. They play it. My name is Liberty. I think that's what's clean. Like that's what I want. So the reason why it landed, but not as clean. And my comedy, I want it to be clean.
You're in competition with yourself right now, is what it is.
Really? That's why I play 3 different people. Because
just multiple
I got a lot going on.
It's fine. You're not actually there. It's just the audience's schizophrenia. It's fantastic.
It's fine.
Right. No, but honestly, I think that, and something that really affects me with the show, first off, you were all special and we're so honored to be part of the family. But realistically, you guys have almost creative freedom when it comes to 98% of it. If you have an idea, you guys can go out and be like, hey, this is something we really want to do. Or like, I want to try this. And everyone's like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. It's not like, no, screw that because this is our show. It's everybody's show. And I think that's so important and it reads well.
It's important, but I also know how dangerous it is.
It can get dangerous.
Me, because I just like my 2 different sides. I will play, I will make up stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I am someone who definitely follows the rules, which is crazy. I started off that way anyway.
So
and then
chaotic neutral. No.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
I got to write that down because that sounds better than
you not know D&D
being naughty.
Yeah. Oh, chaotic neutral. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. I'll send you the whole list.
Because that way it's not that I'm just naughty.
Yeah. You're cheeky. You're spicy.
I like fiery, cheeky. Right. Because that's less, dangerous. But everyone is so creative.
Yes.
That this is where I thought we were going to talk about the children, because this is the dangerous thing.
Let's talk about the children.
Let's talk about the children. I know I'm an adult.
Are you?
I still act like
I'm not an adult. Amber,
I am not. At our ages together, it would equal 12.
Maybe.
Because
maybe 10.
So, I know that, just like I said, there's that follow the rules, but pushing the boundaries.
Right.
When we're around the children, it's hard because, we're cutting each other. We're, in a sense, what people might think we're...
Those kids can stand up very much for themselves.
I know, but the only thing is that when you try to discipline them, they're like, wait, you didn't do that. I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I will spell it out. If a director, this is me, especially when I'm teaching. I'm like, if a director gives you a note, you take the note.
Right.
I don't care if you want to be creative.
Right.
Work around the note. You know what I mean?
You're
like if they
great when you're serious. Ooh.
Yeah, I know. This is the Gloria.
I don't like it. Okay.
But deal with it.
But I love it.
But, that's why when I'm mad, I do a Filipino accent because it equals the anger. It not equals, but you know what I'm saying.
You slide into accents so flawlessly. It blows my mind.
Bad. It's not right.
No, it's amazing.
But the idea that we can play, but when it is a director giving a note, as an actor, we have to take the note
Right.
because it's not about a personal attack. It's
That's
for the
cast.
show.
Right.
It's about the show. Yes, we take liberties doing things in the show, but it still is in that same world.
Right.
But for example, okay, I'm just going to say it because I think
Fine.
I've talked about this before. If someone is okay, there's no reason to riff if there's no reason to riff. Like
Yeah,
if it's a very serious song. For
Yeah.
example, let me just say it right away. The
Get it out.
Brendans, they have incredible voices, and I know they want to riff so bad. But you know
There's
what
no
is so
riff.
powerful in this in it when they sing Brendan, and it's so simple.
Yep.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It
just
is.
is.
And it's one of
And-
those unexpected moments. You're like,
It's
ooh, like, and I'm thinking about it,
alive.
I get chills, and you're just like,
Chills.
whoa, yeah, it's like
pure,
a slap in the
too.
face. It's
Pure.
pure.
And that's what that moment is. And I do believe that you talk about this with them, please.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the notes. Wait, okay,
Please,
go on.
because I know they want to riff, and I know that they,
I'm taking
you
notes.
know, they'll riff maybe in the finale, which is if they were allowed to, then they can. If Tomas said go ahead riff, fine.
Right.
But I do know that sometimes I think they want to in the Brendan song, and if I know they've been told that it's a simple song, but I always wonder why they don't want to like they do. Not that they haven't. Not that they've totally riffed or anything like that. But I do know that there's that desire, and I'm like,
just do it.
Do you know that if you don't, it's actually more impactful how
Yeah.
pure it is? So I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, I don't like it when Jay Lane tells me not to riff."
Nope.
I don't mean to give them notes. I don't mean to give them notes because that's the worst thing. I should never. But I remember one time when one of them was like, "Well, I'm gonna try it," and I just said, "I'm not telling you anything, but I'm just saying if a director gives you a note,
It's not going to
Take
be
the note.
direction or right. Take the note.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it applies to life.
And I
Take
think
the
that's
note.
great advice. Like that's just, great advice to pass along to anyone,
Yes.
especially a colleague.
yeah,
Anybody. That's what I'm
young
saying. In
colleague.
life, take the note. I'm just literally
Yeah.
just going to continue to apply that to real life.
yeah." And also, even if I don't agree with it, thank you.
Take it. Yeah. Thank you.
But also, it's clear you don't take the note if you do something that they say, "Please don't."
I call
you
it
do it.
creative criticism.
These are all good.
Go ahead. I got you. Creative criticism. CREA.
Great.
But no, I truthfully believe it. And I think it's so important because it shows maturity and a willingness, I cannot talk, willingness, that's the right word, willingness to be able to go out and make the show better. It's everybody, yes, there's no small parts, always whatever. But everybody's there, and this show is a family in every different way possible.
Yeah.
You can't have
Yeah.
one person try to be the star. Clearly, when you have Adam Pascal on stage, everybody's going for Adam. Love him. But you have so many huge personalities, including yourself, in the best way possible. When I tell you, we love you so much, we love you so much. Because you also kind of seem to be like cast mom a little bit. And like everybody is like, oh, she's here. Here's her moment. Here you go.
You know, that's another reason why I love this cast so much, because they give me that space.
Yeah.
Just like when Alaska, every night when I do my little dance, it really does seem like she goes, "What are you?" And she gives me that space. And as an improviser, we always say we want to make our scene partner look good. And
Right.
everyone, ever since we did it in the Bourbon Room in LA, they would hold and just give me that space. Like the second Gloria would walk in, we still have old videos, and I see Laguna in the back just holding space.
Yep.
Everyone literally holding space. And
yes.
it's that thing where you might feel silly, especially in comedy, if you feel like you're just frozen. And it does feel like, it doesn't feel real, but that
Right.
is the genre. Because if you start moving, someone's going to look over there.
Right.
And it's going to take away from the person who's singing or
Right.
telling the story. it's different when you're, obviously you're filming something. We're telling you where to look.
Zooming.
But by us
on.
freezing,
Yeah.
says, don't look at me. Look at
Right.
the other thing
I'm
that
not
I'm
here.
looking at. I'm not here. Look at the thing that I'm looking at. I'm
Yep.
telling you where to look.
Yep.
Right.
So
My
that's
whole
why
body is saying.
my
"Look
whole
at this
body is
person."
literally going,
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
does feel like a cartoon. So
Fair.
I do think, you know what? I mean, maybe we've got notes of like hold, but it is that thing of we share the space. If I,
Yes.
if anything's going on over here, you're going to look over here and then you're distracted. And in the bottom line, a confused mind does not laugh.
Right.
And I need a laugh. So if
Right.
if they're confused, they're not going to laugh.
We
So
talk
I'm like,
about that a lot, especially with this show. It's like, it's so important to laugh because, yes, are there uncomfortable situations that, not everybody understands right away? Absolutely. Are there really over the top, ridiculous, like all the different costume pieces now with like the crying emojis and just there's so many amazing, the yard sign, like the arrow, like there's so many incredible costumes. And then you're just like, what did I just do? Where am I at? And then, but it's such an impactful message and people don't realize that they're being educated in the kindest, most gentlest way. And it's such a key moment to be able to go through that and experience it. People are like, oh, it's just a drag show. No. This is so much more than that. So that's why we both gravitated toward it so much. Besides, being friends with some queens, and Amber's like obsessed over it, and I love it. She went. She's like, oh my god, I have to go see it again. But Amber, you saw it. You said you didn't see costume pieces, or it was like.
So when I saw it, I was like the beginning of preview. So not all the costumes.
Just naked we were.
Yeah. So when I saw it the second time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Because the costume changes, I wasn't expecting so many of them. So I was like, it was like a whole new show for me.
Yeah. It's incredible. And also, it was not an easy process to get all this, because when you have a costume designer who's based in LA and also really works in a way of putting it on a person's body and taking the time, and just like anything with it, we didn't have as much time. So thankfully, Amber, you came back to be able to see.
Yes. And we had great seats. Oh my god, Tomas invited us back, obviously. And we were second row center?
Second row center. We had the perfect view for everything.
Yeah. Every time I even see on Instagram and I see the set, I'm like, that looks friggin' amazing.
Yes.
Like it's stunning.
And the Easter eggs,
I want to go there.
Right. The Easter eggs, like I still love every time I've gone, like we're like putting stuff out, especially after we had Tomas in the podcast. It's all the Rocky Horror stuff. So you're like, all right, well, Frankenfurter's over there. All right, Meatloaf poster is over there. Okay, there's this. And it's you can tell it's people that have created the show and produced the show and are part of this cast. Everybody has their own space. Like, it seems like you're performing in your own special space. And I know you didn't have the opportunity to really do that at the Bourbon Room, but this place is like your home.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But the set is kind of half of the Bourbon Room, and then they fill the other half in with it really was like, and I was so used to what we did at the Bourbon Room. So in a way I was like, how come the steps aren't the same? Because I want the steps to be the same. Like I was like just a creature of habit.
Heels, right? Like I think I looked at your feet last time and I was like, she's doing this in stilettos.
Yeah, it's one thing to wear heels. Leducas are fine, but those stiletto, and they get caught sometimes in my dress, and I'm running up with that purse. So when Cameron,
that really small bag,
really small bag, really short heels,
yeah,
it is such. Talk about really cleaning up that ending. So whenever Cameron was like trying it out, I didn't want to be like, no, Cameron, you want to try it over and over and over again, because that bag, we're running up. You have to run for your life. You got to lip sync.
Fit into the bag.
You know what? I wish I could open it. I I really like once I got that bag in LA, like I already knew who the character was, and I was carrying this little clutch initially because I said, what if I said the idea of like, what if I had a clutch and a little dog?
Right.
So
Right.
at my audition, I had a little dog, and I was pretending because that's who she definitely is.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
And so I was like, okay, well, I have this. And then when they gave me that bag, which I didn't even think existed, I went, oh my gosh, you went above and beyond what I thought. Like, I thought my idea was fun to have a fake dog.
Right.
Now you just a life-size Birkin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love my job. Like,
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
and so every
Apparently
time I
there's,
walk
like,
around,
Something only drag could do too.
Oh,
what I'm
100%.
saying. And it's just
100%.
walking around like this is, what do you need? Let me go into my bag. Like it's not even a question. It's the same thing with the emoji dress and everything like
Right.
that. It's like and the funeral
The
hat.
headpiece.
Oh my
the
God.
hat.
It's hilarious. But they stay in it, and it's the biggest thing, and they're just
Yes.
Right.
It is my favorite thing.
It's
I love
so
it.
good.
We're going to get you one of those hats. It's going
I
to be the
want
size of your body.
all those props.
Yes.
All my auditions always have some type of prop in it.
Okay.
I am stealing ideas from this show
Of
to
course.
put in all my audition tapes because it makes me laugh. And if it makes me laugh, that's my job.
Right.
If I get the job, I don't know, but at least I'm having fun.
Right. You've got to have
doing
fun.
it.
And I think that's important. And, maybe you can give some insight to those that might be listening or watching when they are auditioning. I think it's so key. You have to have fun at an audition. Sorry, I'm still recovering from my concussion. Sometimes I trip over my tongue. It's so bad. But you have to have fun at your audition. You have to be professional. But if you can laugh at yourself, others can laugh at you. It it gives them permission to do that. And I think that's so key. Would you have any insight to like little J Lanes running around that?
Oh,
Oh,
well,
God.
when I do teach, and that's the reason why I took a leave of absence because I have
Yeah.
opportunities to teach around the world and even
Right.
within the States. But the playfulness only comes after you've worked on the material over and over and over and over again. But working on the material over and over again is just so that you get really familiar with it, but
Right.
not to stick into a repeated pattern. Yes, I've done shows 8 times a week and it's relatively the same,
Mhm.
but if I don't find that there is some playfulness on top of it, then I really do feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. So there's a level of like playfulness, but amount of hard work prior to that.
But
You're
you're
gonna
also
say?
not just sitting and reciting lines. I always compare it to like going to a restaurant. There's an order taker, or there's the experience, the ambiance, and like the service. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because we're just eating.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But it's the yeah.
It's the full experience of it.
Look at
I told you, you're going to have a
everything.
book full of notes.
Well, this is great. I love that because sometimes
now-
I'll give analogies to things and I'm like, what am I talking about?
Right?
That must make Drag the Musical like all the better, more exciting at least for you to perform because you don't get just to play one character every night. You get to play 3 characters every night. So you get to change it up in like countless different ways every night.
And I do in the way that I do that, and I think going back to the acting and in general is that listening thing of I have to listen to what the audience is like too before I get out there. I can get a sense, and the queens will also mention if it's a good house or a bad house. We're not judging you,
100%.
but it's just we're not saying. I don't like to say good or bad audience. I say whether or not they're receptive. Are they confused? Are they drag going?
Are
do
they
know?
clapping
Are they
hands,
getting
or
it? Are they
sitting
getting it?
Yeah. And again, if it's not clear, if this is something new, then I definitely have to listen up on the cues. And if I do hear certain things in the show that are definite laugh lines that aren't, this is before I get out there, if I don't feel like there's like hardcore laughing, but people are enjoying it, they might be silent laughers. I know, keep up the pace, keep it going. because we need to keep the show going. So if I'm trying to milk every joke to be like how it was last night, it won't work. So I have to actually react off of how the audience is going so that we don't drop the ball.
My dad says hello, and apparently I think he just adopted you as well because he said, hi, my daughters. He's adopted Amber at this point, but he said, great show, real proud of you both. So, okay, you're included now too. Thanks for bringing Broadway to me. So,
oh, Dad. Hey, Dad.
I got to take my dad to his first Broadway show like a year and a half ago.
What was
it? He has just been so supportive. So I love it. Now he gets to see one of our favorite people just talking and hanging and going over what's so important. So
wait, it was what you saw. I know you saw Shucked with your dad, which I love.
Took Dad to Shucked, Moulin Rouge, and New York, New York. The first show he saw was New York, New York.
Okay. Good introduction.
I thought so. Oh, and then I took him to Little Shop so he could give it an off-Broadway experience. Oh, full gambit.
Yes. Oh, Shucked. Oh, yes.
I have news too. My mom today asked me how she could watch the show. So we might be getting another parent watching.
Ooh, I love it. That's fine.
My brother went to come see the show, and he's an IT guy in Chicago. He knows nothing about this business. So when he came to drag, I was also going, like, even though this is what I do for a living, I just wondered, he loves comedy.
Is he going to get it?
Is he going to get it? Yeah. Is he going to? I really was worried because I find this hilarious. And I think the script is hilarious.
It's great.
But him being such a straight guy, is he going to understand?
I mean, he literally is part of the show.
He's literally part of the show. So that's why I was like,
yeah.
This is you. We're trying to explain to you. But he'd be reading the program later on and he goes, wait, you mean... Because he would see these beautiful, beautiful women in front of him. And he's... So you're telling me Juju is... And then I go, yeah. And then I would show Juju B as a boy.
Right.
And I was just trying to see his eyes going, what is this? Like he's confused.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, our worlds are so different.
My dad, because he knows that I hang out with some queens. I'm sure you're familiar with Ginger Minge, my dear friend.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Who's going to eventually be on the show whenever she is done being so amazing. And which is never. She'll be on the show, but when she has 5 seconds to herself away from the hubby and the boyfriend, the puppy, same thing. But my dad's always been like really receptive to like me hanging out with drag queens. Like I think it's great. And he appreciates the art. Let me tell you, I've taken my dad not only to a drag show years ago at Hamburger Mary's, but for my birthday, they had a Wicked themed drag show here in Orlando. My dad came up for the day to be able to go to the Wicked drag show with me.
Oh my God.
Amazing. And I want him to be able to see the show, and I'm hoping that he'll be able to get up to New York soon to be able to go see it with me, because I think it's an important family show.
It is.
Yeah, I really am. I'm so glad that my brother did come to see it. My mom was there too. But my mom, oh my goodness, when I got into this business, I didn't realize I truly am my mom's daughter. Because like when I introduced her to my cast members in a chorus line when I was playing in Toronto, she immediately went to all the boys and was like, Ella, hi. And I was like, oh, okay. So you like the gays, Mom? Like you love kiki with them, huh? Like she loves all of my cast members, and so I knew she just loved the show. There was no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
By the way, you mentioned Chorus Line, and that's like Amber's favorite thing in the entire universe.
My favorite show. I grew up watching a Chorus Line when I was like 8 years old. My dance class did a tap number to I Can Do That.
Oh yeah.
Did a little tap routine. And so my mom was like, oh, we'll watch the movie. And when that song Tits and Ass came on, I was like,
wait, how old were you?
I was like 8. I was like, I am changed forever.
Changed for, I don't know if it's good.
I
But-
changed.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
The Christmas gift that I made her, literally, we have like our inside line if we're having a day or something's happening, whether it's good or bad, is just the line's chorus line. And it comes from when we went to the Museum of Broadway on a Halloween, right? It was Halloween, yeah. And go ahead. What did you do, Amber?
I sent my mom a bunch of like pictures of like the costumes. I was like, check this out. It's from a chorus line. Like, this is amazing. It's so cool. Like, it's like this stuff from the Regal show. Like, look at this mirror. And my mom just, all she responded to me was 2 words.
Chorus line.
And I thought she was going to be so impressed. I thought she was going to be like, wow, that's Cassie's costume. Or like, you know, something. She was just like, chorus line. I was like, oh. Okay.
And so her Christmas gift, I made her an apron that just says chorus line, and it's hanging in her kitchen.
Just
chorus line.
Chorus line. Like that. Oh.
I was like so excited to share this moment.
That hurts my heart.
We like shared this musical moment together when we were like little, when I was younger. It like brought me back to this moment. She was just like, oh yeah. Chorus line.
Oh my gosh, my heart hurts. Like, what a beautiful, you're like, we can share this. And you're like,
yeah.
It reminds me of like when, like, I've been there when I'm either talking to like my boyfriend and he's not listening. That feeling of like, you're not reciprocating
my excitement,
anything.
My joy.
Well, you don't even
use that your energy. Give it back.
Yeah. Or just like an improv where you're like giving gifts to somebody and like, ha. And it's like as if, nothing. And I'm like,
a big nothing burger.
That is a chorus line. Is it period? Like, I think a chorus line, period.
It basically had a period. In my mind, it had a period.
And it comes along with this face. Or maybe even this, a chorus line.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
Okay. Dismiss.
Oh gosh. But it was a beautiful moment that you had.
It was. I loved it. I thought the Museum of Broadway, our friends at the Museum of Broadway, do an amazing job. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I loved the chorus line exhibit.
I'm so happy.
Now you can use that.
And they had the mirrors. Oh, it was so cool.
Oh, you spent about 20 minutes in there with the damn mirrors.
The triangle, yeah.
Yes, it was so cool.
But now, going back into this crazy career of yours, and just every show that you've done, I'm like, I love it. This is not your first time working with Queens either.
No. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, of course.
Just
such an amazing show.
Oh my gosh. People see ping pong balls and I'll get messages and go like, were you here? And I'm like, and if somebody doesn't know, they were like, why do they say that? I'm like, oh, well, in a show, I sang and danced and I shot ping pong balls out my hoo-ha.
Yeah.
Like,
just it's just an explanation.
Yeah.
And
how lucky am I? Like, that's me.
Oh, now I'm definitely going to go buy you ping pong balls. You're welcome.
Like, I travel with them. I try to put them in any show that I'm doing. I'll do, like, I really, just because it's the
I have
silliest
not
thing
seen
ever.
ping pong balls in drag.
Doesn't mean I didn't try.
Well, we need to try harder.
What do you think is filled inside that
Quiet.
giant
Don't talk about it right now. Don't talk about it right now. We're going to talk about it later because I have a lot of times. I have a list of things that I want to do in the show, but then I can't believe it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
They're not pranks. They are just a professional keeping it fresh.
Keeping it fresh. Well, when we went to where did we go to? The Broadway Cares event. Why can't I?
Oh, the Red Bucket Follies.
Red Bucket Follies. Why can't I think of anything right now?
Chorus line.
Paige.
Chorus line. Just. I'm the one with the
song. Who sang the song? Cats. Memories.
Oh God.
Grisabella?
No. Yes, but
or like the actual person.
But it was like the actual person whose name is escaping me right now.
Oh my gosh. I think we all are going to get in trouble because whoever's watching is yelling at us going, it's
screaming.
They're like this.
It's Betty Page.
Yeah.
Betty Page. Am I right?
Buckley. Buckley.
Betty
Buckley.
or
Okay, thank you.
Betty
I think
Buckley.
we're back in. I think I'm back in. I
We're
think
back
I
in.
can
You
accept
won,
me again.
yes.
Because
I was
they
gonna say
just
Buckley,
yelled
and
at
then
me.
I was like, Paige, no. Second guess.
I know. They're yelling at us.
Okay,
Like,
now I
talking
want to
about
see
how
Betty
she
Page.
played pranks and how one time during a performance she came out with like a stuffed mouse
Yes.
in her mouth to like freak the cast out.
Wasn't it her last show or something?
It was her
That's what I'm
last
saying,
show.
that's
She
what
came
we-
out with
that's
it in
what
her
we
mouth.
did.
It was so, I was like, can you imagine just seeing, and she's like, I
Yeah.
think someone in the audience might have seen, but I like got it out super quick. But I was like, I love hearing about cast pranks and like backstage antics. And
Because
all
there
of it.
is it's sneaky, but it's also genius. It's also, like Nick had done that a couple times to Alaska. Like
I believe it.
it's just enough for us to know it doesn't ruin the show.
It doesn't
But
ruin the
it
show.
takes one cast member to ruin the show and not be able to say their line. We want them to break,
Yes.
but we need them
Stay
to
on
say their line.
Years ago here in Orlando, so they still have Halloween Horror Nights, but it used to be at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, and it's this horror event. But they would do something called Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure, and it was like just a parody and like making fun of everything that happened in the last year. So you never knew it was happening. But one year it was like Mission Impossible with the Blues Brothers. It was crazy. But we had one show because I was helping in the back, and every show they were determined to get a different word out of every single actor. So this one was Watermelon Cat, and they were successful. Watermelon Cat. It had to be done together. Or meowing, like very much like.
And it's just for us.
It's
And
beautiful.
but that's what creates this
bond.
Momentum,
excitement, new.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
I
talent.
totally agree.
I love it.
And
Yeah.
they had they're having some pretty cool moments over at Drag the Musical, and especially now that you're gone, Adrian, is it Villegas?
Yeah.
He just made his Tuna Turner
I
debut
know.
yesterday. That's really exciting. And then Jan is making her Alexis Gilmore debut, which
my
is
gosh.
so exciting.
I saw the Instagram post. Like this is so like I want to be there. And
I know,
saw
but you
them
will.
both. Nick and Jan is stunning.
Oh, yes.
Stunning.
Oh, yes.
And then looking opposite, like the other Alexis, Nick, and who's gorgeous, and you're like,
and
I
the
think
arms, the arms,
the
Holy
beauty,
cow.
the hair, like
everything, the eyes.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Just
so exciting. Now
enough.
I'm curious, when Cameron goes on for the Rita Gloria track, what accents does Cameron do?
Oh,
question.
does the first one is just the most, like, I think of it, that librarian of like, oh really, like that kind of thing. But then Cameron's has a Southern belle accent, so she comes on as, hey y'all, as Rita.
Oh,
and like, hey,
love
y'all,
that.
I'm just here to, like, whatever that is. Like, that's horrible, but it's like,
No,
it's
it's
no
great.
big, bless your heart, like that type of sweetheart.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
fantastic.
Well, so you've taken a temporary pause from the show to go do some really incredible work. You're talking about it a little bit, talking about teaching.
Yes.
And so I know that you did a musical or a new musical in Bangkok.
Yes.
You're back. Now, is this educational adventure? Is this taking you overseas again, or is this keeping you in the
Yeah,
US?
it's actually, I'm going back to Southeast Asia
Okay.
to hold auditions for, like, I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. I went to AMDA.
Nice.
And
Of course.
so
That makes so much sense.
I went to it's crazy that I went there over 25 years ago. And it is still part of my life where I hold auditions for them
That's
in
amazing.
other countries, but then I also hold workshops, musical theater, singing, dancing, acting workshops, so they get an idea of what maybe a Broadway workshop might be.
Right.
And I'll do improv workshops, or I'll do,
If you didn't, I would be very mad.
yeah, I guess my favorite, everything is improv, but it's also the and master classes where people work on material, and I'll help them. And it also helps me as a performer because, you know what I mean? Like, we're the same.
Yeah.
I might have been doing it longer, but I also go, yeah, you're right. how can we work on this material? And so
Right.
that's when I have these opportunities, I I have to take them. And so
Yeah, no, I think it's
it
great. And the fact that they're supportive of that is
oh my
even more
I'm
incredible.
so lucky. I really am so lucky that our producers allow that. But I do also understand if I am gone for a long time and they need to fully replace me, I that's just part of the
I don't
business,
think
you
anybody
know?
can ever fully replace you, but they could
That's
try.
what we try to do with everything we do, you know what I mean? Like you just other people can go on, but they
Right.
can't do what you do, but
No.
they can serve the piece.
There are so
But
many videos and photos of you that you are just this entire entity that will never be able to be replaced. True.
well,
You're welcome.
You have left your mark.
I
Yeah,
do.
so
I really do say like when I go into an audition, I like to pee in the corner.
I was gonna say you peed on it. Yes.
I peed on it, everything. So I was like,
Mhm.
that's that's not mine. It's not mine. It's ours. But
It's
I do
ours,
like to
but I
put my
peed
stamp
right
on it.
there, so thank
I
you.
peed right there.
Like I
But
licked
so
it, it's mine. Mhm.
I did. But I also know whatever way they want it, when somebody else comes in, now they clean up my area and the other person pees.
Okay.
I don't know how it works.
But your
How
scent is still there, I think.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
ghost of Elaine Marcos, your force ghost, if you will, is there.
Yeah. You know what? I realize that when
Mhm.
I teach, I don't mention peeing on your material or your character,
Yeah.
You might
but I
want
think
to
I
include that.
will.
I think add that to the
Exactly.
list. Add that.
Pull out the
Um,
notebook.
Divination.
and you're talking about educating and stuff. You made a good point. Like we're all in this together, kind of thing. Very High School Musical.
Yeah.
But I advocate with thespians, and I always find it fascinating because I'll either advocate for like marketing or costuming, and I'm like, these kids get it, and it's so cool. It's
Yeah.
just you're like, it doesn't matter if they're elementary, college age, when they get it, and you see that like flicker and flame start to go, and you're just like, and I get to give you feedback. Oh my God.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I feel like I am tapping into it's like the substance, if you saw that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm tapping into them. I'm like, I am
Yes.
taking that. And I do believe that that's the reason why I do feel youthful is because I can recognize myself as
Yeah.
them, they're me, and I'm like, if I stay curious and stay young in that
Right.
way, it might not change my ligaments or my knees, but mentally, it's that creativity that
It's
I'm
like an
like,
energy vampire. Yeah.
that's what it is. I'm
Yep.
like, "Grr." Do they have that in Dungeons and Dragons too?
Yes.
No.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, I
So
do.
substance, whatever it is. That's why I do it to
No, but
take it from them.
it's great. And I mean, you have had like going back to this crazy career, you even did Reefer Madness.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I can't believe that that was even right before drag and it was with the same director here in
Yeah.
LA and
And
um
Kristen Bell.
Kristen, like when I found
That's so
out
cool.
that I got to they were like, yeah, you booked it. And I was like,
I
Kristen
did
Bell.
what?
Oh my gosh. And you know what was my favorite thing is when I'm gonna say just celebrities, let's say. Well, they are.
They're
Kristen Bell.
people that are really known for their work.
Well known.
Yeah.
When she came in, because we needed people because people were sick and we didn't have a lot of understudies, she
Sure.
went on for the lead, what, 25 years later, 20 years later?
Like it was nothing.
Can I, like it was nothing, but the excitement she had in her eyes,
Love it.
I was like, do you know that you've done Frozen? Do you know that you've done all these things? Do you know? But the excitement in her eyes to be able to sing and dance in that small house in comparison to what she's done,
Right.
that's when I go, you're doing exactly what you need to do in life because she loves it so
have
much.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so that's why I was so excited when celebrities come back and they remind me, oh my gosh, I am so lucky I get to do the thing that they actually love doing. When Jane Lynch came into Annie,
Yeah.
I fangirled, like I was trying to act cool, just, hi, Jane.
Oh no. You can
Not
you can
drinking, there's nothing, no water in here.
Nope. Just chug
Just
it
trying
back.
to act cool.
Jane.
But when
First
Jane was
name
even
basis.
nervous,
And Jane.
Jane, hey, Jane, but the fact that there were times when she said, oh, gosh, I don't know if I'm going to remember all this stuff. And like to see her be excited, but also nervous, I was like, I love this. I love theater for this, because regardless of how many awards or the big things we've done, deep down, we are all that little kid who just love to perform.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah. See, and I always like the backside of it. I can host the hell out of show. But you know, I have no problem with that. I don't want to memorize lines. I just don't. I don't want to, and I'll help my friends run lines, and I've done every aspect of the theater, and I'm just like, no, I don't. That is like a superhero power of being able to do that, muscle memory and being able to recite something years down the line. But it's just so incredible. And that's like, you know, and you're going to take this in a weird way, and that's fine. But you yourself are somewhat of a celebrity. You're allowed to think of that. Whether or not you think of that in a different level or not is different.
That's
weird.
I don't know. See that? Do you see me? Can't talk.
No.
That means a lot, because I do feel like I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And I the recognition when people say I've seen you, and I was like, it's what you're saying is you've seen me.
Right.
Like, I think that's what it is I don't know how to say it. It's not like, oh my God, I know you as a celebrity. But
no, we know you as
recognize that I've been doing this for a long time. I think that's what it is. And it's not easy, but I was like, thank you for seeing me as a person who's gone through. There are times when it's really hard, but for you to see what I love to do, I'm always like,
oh my God, you're going to make
no,
seriously, like we're
pull it together.
No, you're fine. We always make people cry. Jeff Calhoun and the three of us, we were crying. Like,
but it's that. I think that's what you're saying is you're connecting with me and saying, I see what you do and you love, and I go, oh, do you see it? Thank you. Do you enjoy it? And you tell me yes, and I go, that's great, because I love doing it.
Right.
Done.
But I just like you almost make me mad, because you're like, and I'm like, oh, and you're a big celebrity, but you're in that room, you're on that stage, you're doing the same thing that those people are doing, and just give yourself more credit. And I know we all have that, like, you know, inferiority complex.
We stood in line to get your autograph too. We love
right.
I know, in the cold, in the rain.
You have a cult following too, my friend. You do. Oh. Do you not know? So besides the fan group, we also have the Facebook stuff that we're going back and forth. And we've also been tasked with figuring out, and I'll throw them to you too, because Tomas is tossing around, of what to call the fans at the show of drag. Oh yeah, we have all sorts. We had Ariel on the show, and we were talking about it. Like, everyone's back and forth, so we're asking every cast member. But people, like, especially in the group, like, they resonate so highly with you, because the queens might be changing 500 different costumes and like wig after wig, but like, you are flipping personalities and accents and all over the damn stage, but you flit like a little butterfly, and you come in with a powerful punch, and they love you. They like gravitate towards that energy, because they don't know what to expect. They know that you're going to have like the general straight guy, you're going to have like the kid that's trying to figure himself out, and then you've got the drag queens, but like, you and Drunk Jerry are like just this like little pop of sunshine and crazy. And you're like,
you're
I want more of
the show.
Yeah.
You truly are the arc of the show, and that gives the show the highs and the lows. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be there without the presence that you bring to the show.
Oh, thank you. I will take that. I appreciate that, because I do love coming in. I'm like, here I go, after when I'm off stage, and I do that first knock, knock, knock. I go, we're in. And then I just feel like, okay, here we go. And the same thing when my when Lisa, who right now is doing it, I would tell her, say, just let it sink in, because it's like you're going in a cannon, and you're like, you just get shot. So it's gonna feel weird after too, because you leave and go like,
did that just happen? It's that popping that fantasy bubble when you leave. Yeah, we do it every time we leave a theater, just as patrons, as you're like, we'll look at each other and be like, all right, are you ready to leave? Okay, yeah, I'm ready to leave. And you take that step, and you're like, we can never go back to that moment. Yeah, it happens to everybody. All right, I'm going to give you these 3 terms, these 3 names that people have come up with. We took a poll. So there's 3 of them we've reduced down to. We want your vote. And I know you've got to go, because you've got a call in a half hour. Okay, so we've got draglings. We have the glam fam, and we have the glitterati. Or
my
would you
gosh.
like to add your own option?
I'm trying to yes and, but the glitteronomy, like glitter, like something about that. But then this is so bad. Like, whenever I hear glitter, it's hard not to hear the word clitoris. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I almost want a word that's close to clitoris,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want it to be a clitoris. But I
Right.
was like, glitter. I love the word glitter.
Yeah.
I like there's and that's why I think it's kind of funny. But drag lines. The clam I think. What is the last one again?
Draglings, Glam Fam, and the Glitterati. Like
Like
the
the
Illuminati, but with glitter.
Yeah,
But with glitter.
I like the last one, but I'm wondering if will that have to be repeated several times?
Right. Is it one of those ones that people are
Wait,
going to
what?
get right away?
Wait, what? Yeah. Glam fam, easy,
Yeah.
drag.
Draglings, I like
Duckling.
because it fits with like the
word.
drags of the band.
Wasn't it like
Dragettes. That's what I'm saying, dragettes.
And I
So
think
it is
Ariel,
the drag.
her vote was for Draglings, wasn't it?
I
Amber?
think
I think
so.
so.
I think so because I want it to be an extension from what
Yeah.
already exists.
Right.
I think I'm leaning towards Draglings, but
Yeah, me too.
not up to me.
Drag lights. Drag. Yeah, because I want that.
Yeah.
Dragettes. The drag. Yeah.
And like somebody just posted the dragsters. So that was been tossed around too, but
Oh, yes.
but it became something with like either NASCAR or more of like RuPaul's Drag Race fans.
Yeah.
But we love it. Yes.
But I do think the draglings is a very sweet, like, oh, there's my draglings.
The little draglings.
Right. Just we're like little following mother around.
Yeah. Dragsters, you friggin' dragsters. You know what I mean? Like, God.
I love it because I can also very much fit.
Dragster, get off me. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my
oh,
goodness.
dragling. Yeah.
Or dragster, get on me. You know, hey.
Oh.
No kink shaming. No kink shaming here.
No. I know. I was just like this. See, that
right?
is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Speaking of dirty little things, we were watching the video earlier of the Rent lip syncing that you missed last night.
Oh my gosh, I saw. Oh my gosh, people coder slamming. But I was like this. I would lose my voice. I would.
Oh my god, the first guy that went down, I was like, holy shit.
I was like, people could just do that. That's not just TV. Like,
no,
what?
And I also want to be like, can we call the person tomorrow? How are they?
Are they
Like,
okay?
Right.
Is this something?
Wellness
Yeah.
check.
That's a lot of ice.
Cooter
It was
slam.
very impressive. Very, very impressive.
But the thing is, like, you get on stage and you're just gonna do whatever, and that's what it looks like.
I love
Your
it, but
adrenaline just takes over.
the show creates such a comfortable level of like no judgment zone that people just had no problem getting up there and doing
And
it. Plus, Adam
Adam's-
was having a great time.
That's what I'm saying. Look, you got Adam. This is not Juju. This is not Alaska going, hey, everybody. It's
No,
Adam. He's having that
Adam.
time of his life.
Right.
How lucky are we? Oh my gosh.
and I'll see him and Anthony Rapp will be on the Broadway cruise next month. And I made sure to tell him at the stage door because he was running to the train. And I was like, Tomas said you're running to the train. I know you're really hurried. I'll see you next month in the cruise. We run the fan group. Thank you. Bye. Like ran off.
P.S. Chorus line.
Yeah. Oh, chorus line.
But I need to say it. Of course.
You do it.
No face. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Just chorus line.
Mom.
But you also did Rent Live.
Yeah, years later, finally playing that. And yeah, I did that here in LA, and I you know, every experience, every job I have, I am so obviously always very lucky, but
Right.
to be able to also see how different film
Yep. That no more need to be said.
yeah,
Difference
and
of
how
in a theater compared to live action theater.
the people who watched that show
Yep.
in that studio on that lot,
Yep.
they got quite an experience. It's kind of like
yeah.
Jesus Christ Superstar when they did it in New York. That was the way to do it.
Yeah,
Is
Justin
to
Sargent.
have that
He was in it.
audience, you know,
Yep.
have that audience right there.
You need the energy.
So that is one aspect. I do know that, you know, the camera shots and everything like that, but it does take. That's why the majority of the performers are Broadway performers, is
Right.
because we have that training of when that adrenaline comes in, we
Right.
can still focus it, but that adrenaline comes in and it can
Yep.
still be within the world that we've rehearsed,
Right.
heightened a little bit, but there is an amount of training that is kind of required still to do on stage and then on camera.
Right. Right.
So people
And
say
it
like,
really-
oh, it's totally different. I go, no,
it's not. It's not. It was a different experience for most people if you saw it like at New World Stages or you saw it like anywhere. It's different everywhere you go, but I think it still reinvigorated a lot of the rent heads or people, and it brought it to a new generation. So, you know, it got like not the biggest warm welcome, which it should have gotten. I think that it reinstated like the love for a lot of people to kind of like let slip for a few years. So
and also I'm very lucky that I got to work with Michael Greif, who was the director, and he dropped so many informational nuggets about why Jonathan wrote this. And yes, we know in a sense why, but knowing that all the characters in one of the sessions, you know, the names are said, Pam, all the names that are said just very quickly when they enter that room for that meeting, all those people were his friends.
Right.
So it was so beautiful to know that when I say this name, Jonathan's purpose was to make sure that these people aren't forgotten. So just to say that name, and I was like, it just is so powerful. Right. So I understand why a show like that is so. That's why we sing it every time, like Seasons of Love, because it truly is being in the moment. It's all
we've only got 525,600 minutes.
I know.
And I will say, and I know we're going to let you go because you got to run. I was like, we could talk to you all night. You're going to come back in the show, right?
Yes.
And also Cheyenne says gone, but not forgotten. That's right, Cheyenne. Not forgotten. I had the pleasure of seeing Anthony Rapp do Without You, his one-man show, in the front row, crying hysterically at Anthony Rapp as he discusses all of that. So been there and done that. And, you know, I want to thank you because you were able to emulate something that was so important. I mean, everything that you've done, like, that's why I'm like, your career has been so impactful, whether you know it or not.
Yes.
Thank you.
But we love you. I know that the best way for people to find you on socials is what, Instagram?
Instagram. I am on Facebook, but primarily Instagram.
J. Elaine Marcos at JELAINE MARCOS. You're delightful. We love you absolutely so much. Thank you for going with the flow of like the craziness of this past week.
I appreciate you too as well.
And holding space for us. So we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Notes. You're welcome.
I'm all emotional now.
No, well, air hugs. Okay.
Air hugs, like in the best way. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for doing this.
Of course.
And for just, you know, reinforcing that, you know, live theater and that drag and just keeping what we do. It's entertaining, but like it's a way of activism right now. I mean, like it just feels good to do what I love to do with a point.
Absolutely.
It just makes me feel good of like,
let's end on that with a point, guys. Take the notes. Take the notes.
And take the note.
Yeah, take the note.
Of course.
Right. Thank you. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Safe travels. We cannot wait to see everything going on socials.
Yes.
And we are patiently and anxiously awaiting with open arms for you to come back to Drag the Musical.
Thank you so much.
Come back home soon. Bye, honey. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good night. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much. We love her. I know you guys love her too. And stay tuned because this Saturday we are honored. Amber, are we not honored?
We are honored beyond belief.
Beyond belief.
Extend this Drag the Musical specialty show.
Yes. with our very own special edition Drag the Musical, the Brendan's edition. Oh my God.
Brendan's edition.
So Yair and Remy are going to be right here on the show Saturday at 5:30 Eastern time, in between shows, because they're crazy and we love them so much. And they are so excited to be here. We're excited to have them. If you thought tonight with Jay Elaine, oh my God, I just want to reach out and hug her all the way across the country.
So good.
And we could talk the rest of the night and still not catch up. She'll be back. Don't worry.
Yes.
We love you guys. Stay tuned. We've got lots more exciting things coming up. But Saturday, tune in 5:30 p.m. Saturday right here on Spotify, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Hey, we're growing. We're growing a lot.
We're growing.
We're growing. For those of you who want to know exactly how much we're growing, we are growing a lot. Amber and I just did a recount. Yes, we did a recount of all our fan followers, and we're at like 1.475 million followers, which is insane. So thank you very much for that. You can go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com and see all the fan groups that we're running. And so excited that we are finally running the Disney on Broadway fan group. Amber, what are you doing?
We got a live question on one of the comments.
Okay.
Do we know who secured the contract to air Merrily? I heard it was between Apple TV and Amazon Prime, and when it's
not a single clue. We will find out. We will let you know.
Not a single clue, but we are eagerly awaiting this information as well. We want to know about Merrily also.
Yes.
We want to see it.
We will find out. But if you're not part of the Merrily group, go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com and find our Merrily fan group, because we've got them all. But yeah, back to the Disney on Broadway. Cannot wait to talk to you guys about what I had happen 2 days ago. It made me cry in the best way possible. It involved a lot of newsies. Let's just leave it at that. We'll start to post some of the stuff up. And then next week, we're going to debut our Patreon information. So definitely stay tuned for that. We cannot wait to bring you guys even closer and make you VIPs of the club. So thank you so much for joining us. I would say it's a Monday night. We keep that ghost light burning, but you know what? It's Thursday. Go see a show. And you know what? It's 8:17. Ben's show doesn't start until 10 o'clock.
You have time.
You have time. Go get some more drag in your life. All you have to do if you want, I think tickets online stopped at 8 o'clock, but it's greenroom42.venuetix.com. You can just walk right in. It's amazing. Go support our friends at Drag the Musical. Let us know what you think, and we will see you guys Saturday with the Brendan special.
Brendan.
Oh, yeah. So excited. He's just Brendan. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Ciao.
They're just Brendan. There's two of them.
They are just Brendans. Okay. Good night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Saturday. This is great. I love it.
So much to talk about.
Bye.